Canada's free too. Taking down Christmas tree decorations. I will take you. Make anything fun. Cybertruck goes up in front of Trump Hotel, yeah. Totally forgot my intro for this one isn't on, so we'll just jump over to the other one. I forgot it's over here. Hi, everyone. It won't let me switch for some reason. So we'll just do that. We are very, I don't know. It won't let me switch brands all of a sudden, so I can't even play the intro to this thing. What is wrong with these people? Hi, everybody. Welcome to Aluminum Spork. My name is Scott, and this ain't the intro. Son of a bitches. Hi, Tina.
Hello. Hey, Gina's gorgeous, and I'd love to see her on screen as often as possible. So yeah.
That is true. Yeah, it's this new, I don't know what's up with like this new, I use StreamYards, and like once you're in one of the brands, it really doesn't let you change to another one to like grab stuff out of it. And like the intro for this one is in a different set. I don't know. I don't.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
It's just too hard.
It's too hard. So how are you doing tonight? What's going on with you? Anything exciting?
Nothing too exciting here. We skipped the snowstorm, thankfully, that has just been burying everybody. Yeah, it went far south of us. So we woke up this morning to a huge amount, like a thick layer of ice. That was scary, and the roads were bad. But thankfully we haven't also gotten the snow. So, and I think we're going to be lucky again in the storm that's supposed to come this week. So
yeah, I think we lucked out too. I think we made it through because it went south of us, like DC, Lower Jersey. So thank God for that. Because like some places got like 2 feet, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we
They're talking about the storm coming this week is gonna hit as far down as Texas.
Really? I know I saw something about snow on Saturday, so that must be the one you're talking about. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying, but
Yep.
I don't know. So I am trying to see where this begins. So yeah, anyways.
I'm thinking I haven't seen anything on the news about any January 6th issues today.
Right.
So I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I was worried there were going to be problems on one side or the other. So
well, you saw the snowball fight.
So, oh no, I didn't.
Oh yeah, I posted something. Hold on, we'll get to it right here. I'll just share this. I'll move over from there. Because one person responded and it was hilarious. And I think it was a Dega Outlaw, maybe. Where is it? Ah, crap. I am terrible at this. Here we go. So I saw this. So these are just people having a gay old time outside in Washington, having a snowball fight. At least that's what people are saying. This is outside. Massive snowball fight breaks out near Capitol ahead of Trump's election. So I put, what will the Democrats call this January 6th snowball fight? And Adega Outlaw responded, Snowmageddon, which I thought was brilliant.
That is perfect.
Yeah, that's a good
one. Speaking
of
Adega, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, there he is. What's up, man? Started reading one of your books. And I am enjoying it. I think I'm going to do a review of it when I'm done. I'm a slow reader, so it'll probably be in March, but I'll get it done. But I'm excited. I have this one here. I'm not reading this one yet, The Reach, or as my kid thought it said, The Peach, because the R is a little like in the hand. So I thought that was kind of funny. And there's one of Vinny's bookmarks. Vinny's a talented dude. But yeah, so we are talking. Let me get back over to my, what do you call it? Not my profile, that handsome devil. That's it. Bookmarks. So we'll go to the Aluminum Spork. And I got a bunch of stuff about the Cybertruck incident attack. But one of the things we're going to talk about is there a connection between the one here in New Orleans? Technically, I don't think so. But what is funny is when you hear reporting, are you hearing more about the Cybertruck or New Orleans? Because I don't really watch the news. I get news off of certain sites I trust, and also I look to see what's going on, what's vibing on X and stuff. And it seems like the Cybertruck is getting a lot more footage on X than the New Orleans guy. But if you're watching anything else, which one do you think?
I have to agree that I've seen more coverage for the Cybertruck, and I think maybe it's because there seems to be more of a speculation over, for example, I mean, in the New Orleans one, I mean, they know they got the guy who was driving the truck, obviously, as where they're saying that with the Cybertruck that they're not
Yeah.
even sure if the person who supposedly, set off the explosion was actually the one to perish within the vehicle itself.
Right. And there's a couple things I've noticed right away with that. Joe Dog, what up, Joe Dog? And we got Darren, like my father before me. How are you doing, my friend? I hope your health is good and you are good. Dega Outlaw is in the house, the writer, the myth, the legend, the man. There's another author that said he'd be here tonight. He doesn't show. Picking up my son soon. Oh, I'll be there as soon as I can. Oh shit. Show. Yeah. Show, Walton. Anyways, blowing him up out here. But yeah, the media now, I find it funny that there has been more coverage on these two separate instances that happened on January 1st. You have New Orleans, which is just weird in its own right, how they've been covering that. And then you have this Green Beret supposedly committing suicide and setting off an explosion outside Trump Towers that killed only the body that was in the car, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
We know more about these guys already, both of the men. And I'm going to screw up their names. Matthew, they called him Berger, but it was like Matthew Livelsberger. The other guy, I forget his name right off the top of my head because I really haven't been paying attention too much to New Orleans after like on January 2nd, they allowed a news reporter to go into his apartment by herself. Like the FBI just let her go and no one was even there.
So staged.
Like that was like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like if you're trying to, psych up us, what are you doing? Because we all looked at that and we're like, wait a minute. So there's evidence, letters, the Quran open to a certain passage, all this stuff like in this guy's apartment. And yet you just let a reporter walk on through the day after. It makes no sense.
It's not like it was a famous reporter either. They weren't dressed looking like they were about to,
she was wearing yoga pants.
Exactly.
That's why they let her. They were like, look at this. And they're like, yeah, yoga. What's up? I'll let you in, one of those type of things. You never know. Yeah, it was just, it's really, really strange. Marby's in the house and Marby says Vegas gives SJWs a chance to say, told you so. New Orleans gives MAGA a chance to say, told you so. Perfect to divide us further. You know what, man? I don't know if I agree completely because now Vegas, like you're finding out he was actually a supporter of Trump. Him and not his ex or, there's a lot of weird things that happen. His ex is definitely not a supporter of Trump. She's very against him, but he was a supporter. Everyone that talks about this guy says he was outgoing, getting ready for retirement. The Vegas guy, Matt Berger, we'll just call him Berger. He was doing well. And then all of a sudden he sent on December 29th, all different places, emails saying like, they need to get this evidence. He's going to be, if it's past the 31st, he'll be gone. He'll be in Mexico. So he never even said he was going to hurt himself. They did both get the vehicles from the same company. Uh,
Mhm.
so there is that tie because people are trying to tie it together. They said they were at the same military base at the same time. Have you ever been on a military base? They're friggin' huge. That
It's
doesn't
true,
mean they're gonna know
but
each other. Yeah.
the one, assassination attempt, if you can call it that, that occurred at the golf course with Trump,
Mhm, mhm.
that guy was also from Fort Bragg.
Right, right, which is weird. Okay,
Mhm.
2 of them, that's kind of a coincidence. 3, a little weird. A little weird is what's their name would say. Kinda weird. Um, Five Guys BLTs are delicious. They have BLTs at Five Guys? Wow.
I had
I
no
have to try.
idea.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's the news of the day. Yeah, get in here when you can. Grant, what's up, soul? Um, okay, there could be a connection then, but I don't know. They're huge bases. People don't know each other.
Right.
There's thousands of people on those bases. Um, so Darren's asking, can you give me a quick overview of what happened? We didn't get much coverage here in the UK. Oh, okay. So on January 1st, in New Orleans, a American born veteran, right? He was a veteran. I don't think he was
Mhm.
active anymore. Rented a Ford, I think it was an F-150 hybrid, so it had an electric battery. I'd like to throw that out there because batteries kill. Um, Went down to Bourbon Street or somewhere in that area of New Orleans and drove over 14 people, killing them, injuring more before he was taken out. Just a little later in the day, because I think that happened first. I may be wrong.
Mhm.
In the early morning, later in the day, a Cybertruck drove up to, um, what's up, Grant? Drove up to the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, and a gasoline bomb, I will say, with fireworks exploded, killing no one except for there was a body in the driver's seat. We'll get to that while I'm explaining it that way. Um, they were both veterans. One was like an IT guy who barely got through the army down in New Orleans. The other was a Green Beret who was capable of building a bomb that could have took out that hotel. And yet he used a couple gas containers, some fireworks, knowing that the Cybertruck is built the way it was. It just shot the top off, hurt 7 people, killed no one except for maybe the person in the car, even though they said that person shot themselves before the bomb went off with a Desert Eagle, which is a 50 caliber gun. That's a big caliber. It's the biggest handgun caliber that I know of. Yet there's a guy standing outside of the Cybertruck. Uh, and if you were to shoot yourself in the head with that and then somehow timer detonate the bomb, um, that guy didn't move an inch until the bomb went off.
Mhm.
So he didn't hear a Desert Eagle, which is freaking loud, go off. So that to me is a
I mean, it's a
shame,
great advertisement for quiet mode for the Tesla.
right? Right. Tesla's winning. I personally think the Tesla is winning. And no, we haven't found a connection yet. They were both stationed at Fort Bragg's at the same time. But that doesn't mean a lot because, oh, it's new this month, BLT. Okay, thank you. Because army bases are massive, but now, Tina told me that the guy who shot at Trump at the golf course was also stationed there. The thing I find ridiculous is we know more about these 2 guys from January 1st than we know about the guy who hit Trump with a headshot.
Yep.
Took 8 shots, hit
Except
Trump's
that
ear,
they've
and
all
killed
got some weird BlackRock connection.
well, except for except for the Green Beret. The other ones do. I don't know about the New Orleans guy, but the other 2 are like in BlackRock-esque commercials. One is definitely BlackRock. One's like I think it's like it's like BlackRock's the parent company type video he was in. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of the subsidiaries.
Subsidiaries.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go with you on that one too. I was planning on only staying on over here on the YouTube for a little bit and then putting the rest of this over on Rumble, because on Rumble we can easily talk about what we want to and show footage and that and this. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. So if you guys want to hop over there at any point before we shut this down, you can. But I wanted to start over here. Grant, coming in a little late. What are your thoughts on this? The January 1st.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some sort of coordinated plan to sow some sort of chaos going into the new year. And I mean, just this morning, Biden released 11 terrorists that were associated with the 9/11 bombings.
It's
They're now free.
disgusting, dude. It's disgusting.
So yeah, so as much discourse as you can coming in. I think this is a big distraction. Every time this happens, and they've all got all this information out, and they got everything so quickly and everything.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay, what are they hiding from?
Right. We know nothing about the first shooter in the Trump assassinations attempt, but we know everything about these guys now. We got manifestos. We have it all. What I find crazy is this guy. So the Las Vegas guy, he wasn't intending on killing himself. I don't care what anybody says. There's footage of him hours before, like wiping the bumper, cleaning the Cybertruck. Like, who does that before they blow? Do you want to make sure it's shiny before you blow it up? He told multiple people he was headed for Mexico. It's kind of crazy. What's up, author?
What's up, buddy?
Not much. We're live here. Thanks. Ancient One. Ancient One. What's up, man? And our boy Brian says Desert Eagle can be heard up to 3 miles away. Yeah. And the guy, hold on, let's find that footage real quick because it's insane when that thing, and it has to be the right picture because you got to see it from the street view. I think this
So
might
where do they reckon and how they reckon did he shoot himself?
Okay. In the car right before.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what, did he go to his temple? Did he put it under his chin? Like, because that's an important factor to look into it.
It is, but with a 50 cal, you're going to blow off your head no matter what you do. Now, there's a guy standing here.
I was suggesting that if it was to the side where the windows were, you would see the damage of the bullet penetrating through it. Or if it was the top where it's where the whole top blew off in one piece, there should be a distinct bullet mark.
Yes, or this guy would actually turn his head if the guy blew his head off and then the bomb goes off seconds later. This guy doesn't move until the bomb goes off. No movement. No movement. Then the thing goes off. So you're telling me, you know what I mean? Like this guy doesn't move.
Sorry, I hadn't actually seen that footage. That explosion looks so
fake,
artificial.
Well, because it was gas. All it was gas and fireworks. This guy wasn't planning on killing. He was a Green Beret, and from what I've heard about his background, he could have built a bomb that took that hotel down, and he put gasoline and some fireworks and blew it up. That's all that was.
You don't need specialist training to take down a building. Look at Timothy McVeigh.
True. You need enough C4.
It's true, but it just shows you, though. I mean, why have these, this fireworks bomb if you wanted to make a statement? You know what I mean?
What he wanted to do was to get attention to his manifesto and things of that nature. Because when we read that, I don't know if you guys have read it. It's insane. Like he talks about everything that makes me drool. Let's just put it that way. All right. And then you see the fireworks going off.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And I don't see how he could have shot himself.
No. But they say this is it right here, the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, I don't see him being able to shoot himself in the temple. I mean, I shot a Desert Eagle once, and I couldn't write for a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't think he's writing for a week either.
And well, I mean, and I also don't see him being able to do this one-handed either.
Right. Well, also 9/11. Let's go 9/11. The body was burnt that they couldn't even identify him. They had to use DNA, which didn't match his child. That might mean a little something, but some people are saying, oh, that means it's not him. It could just mean his wife was a whore. But yet this and his passport and his badge, all miraculously paper items survive.
That's amazing. That's amazing. They always survive, don't they? Yeah.
Paper doesn't burn.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Soul says, Sporks, can you get in trouble for showing a Desert Eagle versus ballistic gel? I found a vid, but hesitate to share it in DMs. When we go to share it in the DM, when we go to Rumble, we'll just watch it over there because I love that stuff, and I don't think we should get in trouble. Everyone
I don't
wants
think
to
we would
scream
either.
Walton. Everyone's screaming Walton.
Up there.
Yeah, Brian said to the head. It was supposed to be back of the head. No, back to the head. Back
Go to the back of
into
that.
the left. Back into the left. A clown. Let's get to his manifesto, guys. This thing is insane, and hopefully I can read it. Weird,
let's also note that there's a cursor in this manifesto, as if someone was typing it.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. You have a cursor, and you have the squigglies for it being like.
And so it was dated 4 hours after he was dead. It's still his.
Yeah. No, it was on Sunday the 29th. This was when he sent it to somebody else, the other guy. But this was sent on the 29th. Do not message me. I will send out updates via both Signal and email, but trust me, you're going to want to be involved. All right, let's just read it. So this is the
before you read that, are they saying that this is an image he sent, or how did they? Where did the image come from?
There is a guy. This guy right here, he's called Sam Shoemate, who is like an analyst guy on YouTube, had a smaller following. Now it's bigger, military guys mostly. And the guy sent it to him. But he also sent it to a ton of people like Sean Ryan, during this interview with this shoe guy. Sean Ryan tells his producer, why don't you do a search in because he gets emails all the time, do a search. And he found out that the guy did send him an email on the 29th. He just didn't see it. So I'm guessing the guy sent it to the shoemate guy because he's a smaller platform, but can get a hold of bigger platforms. So, and he was ex-military, so he knew maybe it's all, dude, this is either a
quick, everyone search your emails.
Yeah, a psyop within a psyop within a psyop. It's a weird story. But he goes like this: in case I do not make it to my decision point or on to Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 Jan and keep my identity private until then. Now, I don't know if maybe that's military, because as an American, we would have put January 1st, not 1 Jan. That's more but it could be a military thing. Let me know if you're military out there. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. I was told that's the wrong year. It actually wasn't a 2006. Someone said he had a Mustang, but it was a different year. What we have been seeing with drones. So that's why I was like, he's talking about drones, people. That's what I talk about. Jonathan 96, 93. What up? Drones is the operational use of gravity. I think it's gravity, anti-gravity propulsion. I got it, guys. Systems powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we and China have this capability. Our OPCEN location for this activity in the box is below, which was coordinates for Area 51. So he's saying where we use our anti-gravitational propulsion. Oh my God, Jesus. Help me, Lord.
You can do it, Scott.
Propulsion.
Thank you. Is done at Area 51, which I could have told you. Yeah, Brian said it was a 2008. So right there, did they screw up the CIA sending this?
I was watching a TikTok about somebody who was the military cats online were breaking down this email and said there was a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah,
involved.
definitely. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for sight and I don't know what he was trying to say there. which are also part of the integrated comm system. There are a dozen of these balloons in the air at any given time. And he's talking about the balloons that Biden let fly over from Alaska all the way through our country to like North Carolina, where he finally had someone shoot it down. This the so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned AC. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted to. It's checkmate. I mean, if he's talking about these drones and they really are Chinese, that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, but there are a lot of errors in this thing. USG needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. Great. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and there are definite digital tracking me. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province of Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA, which for people's wanting to say it, yeah, it was during Trump's era. I conducted targets for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. Air Force, I'm thinking that means, continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of a cover-up with U.S. FORA and agent somebody of the DEA, who is, I guess, still active. That's why they blacked out his name. So I don't know if my abdication attempt is related to either. Abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with General Miller's IO staff on this, as well as the response to Bala Murga, AOB-S commander at the time, can validate this, whoever that was. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war, because this is mutual assured destruction. For vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberg on active duty 18Z out of 110. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP assets. Ooh, now, I don't know all the military stuff when it comes to that, but a lot of the military people are saying like he uses the right terminology. He is definitely a Green Beret, but like the person who wrote this is using mostly the right, terminology, I guess.
What do you think? If it's an op, I think if it's an op, it's a poorly written one. And at best, okay, so if this was him, at best he was crazy. He was suffering from some kind of severe mental illness. But man, honestly, to me, it just smells like CIA. Somebody bad, really bad though, like the new guy at the CIA. The one that they put in a desk job. He can't go out in the field because he'd trip over his own feet, like Jar Jar Binks.
CIA diversity hire.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Tina. It seems like it's just enough right information and with just a bunch of crap mixed in. It's like a blender. It's a salad. Yeah. That's my opinion on it. I mean, you see something like that, it's got a red flag for, okay, this isn't what it looks like. Gasoline and fireworks didn't alert you to, to the situation.
It is so weird.
Yeah. Now there was some type of other attack or some other incident that happened around the same time, wasn't there? Wasn't there like another car explosion or something?
Well, there was a guy who drove over people in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he killed
And-
14 people, and he was an American vet too, with an ISIS flag. And then a day later, not even a day, I would say, the FBI allowed a news reporter just to walk through his apartment with no escort.
Right.
That's kind of weird.
So I believe I watched a video
Good night,
on
Darren.
this where.
Yeah.
What's up, Darren? Good night, buddy. Thank you for being here, bro.
Love that guy.
Yeah, man, Darren's awesome. He's one of my heroes. But I believe that I was watching a report about them both visiting Fort Bragg.
Mhm.
Both of them had been to Fort Bragg within the same time frame, like in the same
they
week.
were both stationed in Fort Bragg. Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, what's going on at Fort Bragg?
But then, which I said at first, Walt, and I was like, oh, but military bases are huge. But then Tina also said the sniper at the golf course trying to kill Trump was also at Fort Bragg.
Right.
Now that's starting to make it a little like, was this a more of a, I don't know, MK Ultra type thing going on? I don't know.
The first thing that pops up into my mind when I start seeing all of these similarities, or coincidences is, military industrial complex. That's just the first thing that pops up into my head. Like, what is going on at this location that is different than all others?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I found this funny. So I'm terrible for saying it's funny, but the New Orleans guy drove a Ford, it's like an electric van, Ford F-150, I think. It's something like that. So because it's Ford, they put death toll rises to 15 in New Orleans truck attack. But because it's Elon Musk, one dead after Tesla's Cybertruck explodes. So they make sure to say Tesla Cybertruck, but the Ford, we're not going to let you know that was, Ford Lightning, which is also a battery operated car, I just love how they do that. But yeah, there's that made it through that explosion, but the body was too charred for like they had to use DNA. Sounds weird.
And didn't even match the kid.
Yeah. So either
what's going on?
I mean, I feel bad for the guy if the kid didn't match him, but Benny Johnson, who I love his channel, so I follow him a lot. I really like what he put here. Where is it? Why did that do that?
Well, it's on the side. When you press it, when you click on it, it goes to the right hand side.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See?
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I'm slow. So Benny puts, a guy shoots Trump in the head, live at a rally protected by the Secret Service. No manifesto, no cell data, no text, no emails, no interviews of parents, no footage of his home, no background, no accomplices. This is the real cover-up. He's right. I mean, everything else we have heard has been this other dude. We've learned so much more about this other guy. But yet we know nothing. I mean, they're trying to say, I can't see it, but people are saying you could see him in this truck. I'm sorry, dude. I'm close. I don't see anything.
Yeah, there's a head turn. You can see a head turn there, and there. See between that?
Okay. So you're right.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
there. That's his ear and the side of his head.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
But there's an explosion happening at the time.
When you shoot yourself in the head with a Desert Eagle, you turn your head afterwards.
Yeah, right. Because he supposedly already killed himself, right?
Yeah.
That's weird, dude. Thank you.
It's just science. You got to trust it.
It is science. It is science.
Did he have his mask on?
I hope so.
That's why he died. He didn't.
Yeah. I really hope so.
If this was 3 years ago, they would have said a person dies of COVID during car explosions.
Yeah, absolutely, Grant. Absolutely, dude.
Allegedly in Minecraft YouTube.
This Shannon A USA says, why are the feds showing us every video of Matt Berg except the one that matters the most? Why won't they release the video of him driving the Cybertruck up to the Trump Towers, waiting in the valet parking area, the explosion and the aftermath? Now, I guess that's what we just looked at, but
no, we didn't see him drive up there and hang out, polish the bumper, have a cigarette, chat up with a local waitress, pull his mask down, all the key signs of someone going to do a crime.
I don't know, man.
And those cars don't auto drive or anything, like they couldn't be remotely driven. We don't have that technology today.
Well,
No,
I thought
no.
that Tesla it was a self-driving vehicle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Thank you, Tina.
Yeah, the Cybertruck. Like people are saying, you can have if all it needs to see is the retina, I guess. So if you
Yes,
tape or staple some dude's eyes open, and just put a dead body in there, it's gonna drive.
absolutely. You're right, because it
I
needs
guess.
to make sure so that you can't be on the phone. You can't be like sleeping while the car's drawn autopilot. But yeah.
They use LiDAR for navigation. Yeah, dude, those things are amazing.
Mm.
This one, Cybertruck, is literally a tank. It's bulletproof, and now it's confirmed. I mean, this dude, like that truck saved his life because any other truck,
Mm.
a shrapnel would have killed him. But again,
Mm.
no shooting himself beforehand. That guy would have moved. I don't care what anybody says. It's not soundproof. I like this. The cynical.
Yeah, but like you
That's
see
got-
him move in the car beforehand, so he couldn't have shot himself.
No, I
No.
don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. Like it
Uh,
had to be a
it's-
living person in there, right?
I don't think so. I think maybe the explosion itself, the initial explosion, is what turned his head. Could have been
You're
like,
not right. We could have
you
saw
know.
the flash because it turned and then we saw fire. It could have been
Yeah.
he could have just
Not how it works. You would have seen the light before anything else.
thunder
It's literally
always
the
happens
processing that
before
travels.
lightning.
No,
God.
a shockwave will not hit someone before the light from the explosion does.
Yeah, I know. I'm not smart. So this guy, cynical Publius, I don't know, but I like this guy. He says, if you were going to write a Hollywood script that contains a contemporary giga conspiracy theme, you could do no better than what we're seeing right now playing out before us regarding Master Sergeant Matthew Livelsberg. Think of all the contemporary conspiracy theory elements: Trump Tower, Cybertruck Elon, Special Forces Afghanistan vet 1 year from retirement, whose family and teammates say he could not have done any of this. Worked in cutting edge military drone tech, emails to whistleblowers about super secret anti-gravity tech, Chinese forces attacking the East Coast, wartime cover-ups about killing civilians, and the deep state hunting him as he tries to cross the border into Mexico. A MAGA manifesto that millions of Americans could have mostly truthfully written without blowing themselves up, i.e. script writer theme, MAGA crazy suicide bomber. The story even has a MacGuffin, a Desert Eagle handgun suicide weapon that no self-respecting SF operator, special forces operator, would ever actually carry. It's like the script writers threw the little details in there just to troll us. Honestly, it's all just feels too on the nose for me. Gra, write me a treatment for a movie about a paranoid anti-hero that includes a deep, dark conspiracy theory regarding the United States government and make it rotate around all of the biggest news issues of the past 6 months. Too perfect. Too much we're living in a simulation. At this point, I have zero idea what is true or untrue about Livelsberg or what is missing from his story. I know Occam's razor says that the most logical scenario is the guy snapped and had some sort of psychotic break, but my spidey sense is nevertheless tingling big time. Something is off.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good breakdown. That's a fair breakdown of everything.
Yeah, right, man.
I said, yeah, he was on a live else for the trucks. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Brian. Honestly. Yeah. And Soul Assassin was saying, like, what if this is like a warning to Trump? I mean, if it is, then I have to say the people in the complex, in the military industrial complex, CIA, whatever, they have as bad a haters as like Disney Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
but if you're gonna do it, why do it at that Trump Tower? It's the only Trump Tower that has no association with Trump. It's literally just name only.
Right.
It's
yeah.
Good point. Or maybe it's the only one that didn't have heightened security prior to the.
That's a good point, Tina.
Or maybe he just couldn't. He's like, I can't drive to I don't know how to get to New York, so this will do.
This will do. I would have to recharge this thing how many freaking times?
It would all be about symbolism more than anything else, I think.
Yeah. So Sean Ryan put this out. I haven't listened to it yet, but this is a call between Kyle Seraphin and an FBI agent over the email in my episode with that shoe guy kind of speaks for itself. If you give a listen, as you can imagine, there's a lot of distrust in the Bureau nationwide right now, and a lot of people, wrong way. Nationwide, and a lot of people, including people who are agents, look around and go, I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I just wonder how aware the FBI actually is. So let's hear if we can hear.
The email's getting a lot of, attention, as you can imagine,
Yep.
as an FBI agent, right? And so I just wanted to make sure and clarify kind of the pathway and all that stuff. So from my understanding, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, it looks like, whoever sent this, email, possibly the Weibelsberger, sent it to Shoemate. Shoemate got in touch with Rob Green, who then got in touch with you, and then it sounds like you and Sam may have talked directly. Is that what if I'm missing it, please let me know. But,
nope, that's all correct. That's exactly right. Yep. And I've never seen it. He didn't send it with me. I was just a conduit to be able to connect to you guys.
Great. And then it sounds like you reached out to Matt Nahas in Mobile.
Correct.
So what is this? The FBI not knowing anything? That's kind of what, and they're like, we're just trying to figure this out. I mean, it's 6 minutes. We're not going to do the whole 6 minutes, but what's this person say? Funny you released this phone call, but in the podcast decided to delete message from a guy who informs you he has an explosive vehicle just because he told you to. And then you have to take a break because you're worried about you and your family's safety. There's a lot of mistrust going around for sure. No, I think he got them. I'm agreeing with this guy. I think he got it. I think you got the details mixed up. Sean did not delete any messages. Sam deleted the initial Instagram message that established contact. I believe the Instagram message was deleted first as they then moved to email. Then the email came out about the VBID. Pretty sure. Yeah. So this guy, idiot, didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And a VBID, for those of you who don't know, if I can remember, VBID. A VBID is wait a minute, what? Oh, it's a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device.
I watched this on.
Yeah.
Wow, it's falling off. I watched it.
For a second, I thought one of my kids got it. I was like, wait a minute. I had footage I wanted to show,
Yeah,
but
she wanted to say hello to Tina. So
Oh, hello, sweetie.
yeah.
Oh,
I did say hello to Cheetah.
hi,
Hello,
Tina.
sweetie.
Not hi, Sporking, right? Hi.
You're not important enough.
Okay. Was the lithium batteries and fireworks that caused the explosion? No. I mean, there was gasoline. There was no like C4. It was gas and fireworks. And supposedly he had some type of timing, like an egg timer detonator, because supposedly he killed himself before the explosion. Yet we saw a picture of a head turn a little bit in the Cybertruck. I don't know. But this is breaking also.
And headed towards collapse.
The body, again, let's not forget, the body was
But with that,
completely unrecognizable. They had to use DNA. They found his passport and his ID, both paper. They were fine. And then they found some letters too.
just as a preview for as we get information, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. There were a couple pieces of content we thought were important to share for now. One is in the note application. He seemed to have two letters. One letter in particular, as you can see here, this is an excerpt from that letter. He says, fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves.
Anybody see anything wrong with that statement? Not I.
He's mad about Biden.
Yeah, I mean, fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. Sounds pretty normal. All right. What's the next one?
He goes on to explain a variety of other grievances and issues, some political, some personal, a variety of other things, which we will do our best to release very quickly here. But then there's a second letter where there's some more excerpts. This one seems to be dated after the fact in that notes application. And in there, you can read a couple of the excerpts. We are the United States of America, the best country, people to ever exist. But right now, we are terminally ill and headed towards collapse. This was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. I'd like to just also expand on that and understand that these are just excerpts in there. He does offer additional information that is varying on the spectrum in terms of political grievances, issues about the conflicts elsewhere, not here, domestic issues, societal issues, a variety of other things, including personal challenges as well. We are intending to release those initial letters so people can understand best they can what the person's thought process was at one point in time. However, please understand there is still a lot more content to go through, and that may change. There may be a lot more information that we recover that explains either more or shows a change in mindset at different times.
Been off his phone, notes off his phone, I'm guessing, because I can't imagine this was written. It must have been something off of his phone.
That's what I'm thinking. But then again, you know, we do know that paper does survive explosives. So
all the time nowadays.
It could have been.
Time. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Let me find, where is that stuff I wanted to show you guys? It's hold on one second.
Sure. Now I like Brian. He's like, I haven't trusted the FBI and CIA since I found out they let Hitler escape World War II for South America.
Amen, brother.
I don't trust a damn thing the government tells me. This is an act. I think if you're hip to it, you pretty much know that this is a ploy, a distraction, of some sort. This is manufactured, in my opinion.
Yeah,
every time something like this happens, that's the first thing I think.
I like that.
By the way, Biden was giving medals to George Soros the other day.
Yeah, that's terrifying, dude.
How wonderful our government is.
I wanted to talk about that. Yeah. You got, okay, Elon Musk, they're ripping apart because he was trying to help Trump get elected and did. But George Soros is getting a Medal of Honor, the guy who has manipulated countries for the last 50 years. I mean, he just recently bought hundreds of radio stations for the simple fact, I believe, is because that is the strongest place for right-leaning news organizations. They have the power in radio.
Independent and independence as well. Yeah, it's dude, the hubris of evil, guys. They're just out there patting each other on the back, giving themselves Medal of Honor out there, you know. Grandpa Biden, you know, he can't even remember all the evil stuff that he's done at this point, just stumbling onto the stage. Wearing a full diner.
Was it what Grant, you said it earlier, right? He released 9/11 people that were involved in 9/11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was only 11 of the people that are directly involved in one of the most dangerous and deadly terrorist attacks the nation's ever seen. But at least they didn't do many tweets.
Yeah, you know, nothing.
And he took care of his son. He also took care of his son too. You know, he got to let Hunter go before Trump gets in there and just releases all that information, so we can all see how just sick that family is. It's. I really hope that amongst the things we get in the next 4 years is going to be disclosure on a lot of information, a lot of the acts that the people who have been running this country have been doing to us for a long time.
Yep.
I'm sick of being lied to. I'm sick of we're sitting here having an entire live stream questioning an explosion that happened because it's so ridiculous. Everything about this just smells funny, and no one believes it. No one believes the official story. Nobody believes what's going on because we don't trust our government. We don't trust the people that lead our country. We don't trust corporate leaders. They've been lying to us for so damn long, and now they're out here giving each other medals before
new footage
before the end of it.
No, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Before the end of an administration. I'm tired of evil waving its hands at us, just like, throwing raspberries in our face.
Not even waving, just laughing in our faces.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, George Soros getting a medal, people getting pardoned back to 2014 just to make sure, like a president who said he would follow the justice system, what they decide he'll do, and he preemptively pardons his son back to 2014.
Dude,
when he said
what happened in 2014?
Exactly.
Why was it? People are like, "Oh, he's going to be pardoned." Okay, for stuff that happened 10 years ago. What happened 10 years ago? Nothing.
Oh no, that's when he got involved with that Ukrainian gas company.
Yeah.
That's when his son got involved. That is,
and
is
when
around
he said, when he went over there as the vice
And that
president and
guy-
said this guy needs to be fired, otherwise we're
Yes.
taking $1 billion of your funding away.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But that's not quid
Biden-
pro quo.
No. What the bad thing was when Trump called to ask questions about it. He's evil.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I agree.
This is the guy before the night
Matthew
before.
Allen Livelsberger
I don't know why
wearing
these
a
things
head
aren't going
flashlight
off.
around his head,
Wearing a little head
walking
flashlight.
to his Tesla Cybertruck at an EV charging station.
Yeah.
Livelsberger, wearing a brown jacket over his
He's cleaning
shirt,
the truck.
is seen brushing leaves off the side door of his vehicle.
Why would he care?
He is seen holding a bag with his left hand and an unidentifiable object with his right.
It was a
Footage
light.
later shows the moment explosives were detonated, causing the truck to explode outside the Trump International
does
Hotel
turn.
in Las
Ugh,
Vegas.
that was freaky.
Authorities say Livelsberger died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound before the explosion.
So how do you turn
Las
his head?
Vegas police also
You just-
released
you just showed
evidence
footage
photos,
contradicting
including a
that.
charred phone, several credit cards, and a passport belonging to Livelsberger, also found at the explosion scene.
Perfect.
A brand
Just
new
perfect.
report lays
Oh,
off.
Shut up. All right. I got to use the restroom. I will be right back. You guys keep talking.
No.
How does he drop that on me? I don't know what
Can I
to
see,
say.
please?
Okay, go to the bathroom.
He drops his urine on you? It's a bit weird.
No, I don't do wet work, Grant. No, I don't know. I'm not into that.
That's not what wet work is.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. So I wouldn't even know. I don't do pee.
Tina knows what wet work is.
Tina?
Yeah, good.
She's not admitting it.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Zach says Walton is 100% on this. I'm afraid disclosure won't matter at this point. I think it would, and I don't think we'd all be too surprised. And as far as do you notice what T-shirt he wore? No,
No, it would have been good if it was a Sporking one.
Wouldn't it? I think he needed some advertising. That'd be great advertising for Scott's channel. I mean, can we get that? Listen, if you guys, the feds are watching. Next time you do
Yeah, someone knows what it means. If you want someone to do wet work, you're hiring a hitman.
Oh, I thought it was getting peed on or some shit.
No, that's called a Tuesday.
I had no idea. At least it's not a Wednesday.
See, I
No,
thought that's what
no,
it was,
that's
but I
why
didn't know if
Wednesday's
that was
called the
maybe a
dump.
Chicago thing.
Yeah, Chicago thing. Yeah, probably. Don't know. No, it can't be Chicago because they've got no gun violence signs up, so it can't be them.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, the mob bank was just across the street from Chicago, so it was, where
And yeah.
weapons were allowed. So
Well, that makes sense. It's a bank.
very true.
You scare me a little bit, Tina.
Oh, you haven't heard the mob bank stories?
No, please.
Oh yeah. I worked in the commercial loan department at a small neighborhood bank, and one of the days a girl from the teller side of the business came over to our loan building with a paperback book that was Who's Who in the Chicago Mob, and like all of our customers were in there.
Wow.
And there's this restaurant that was just like 2 or 3 blocks north of the bank is listed as like their hangout for all these different people. And it was absolutely hysterical.
That's where she got the nickname Tina Two Toes from.
I don't know what I just walked into.
Wet work.
All right.
Yeah, Tina's job as a loan shark and all of her dealings with wet work, and why they call her two toes because it was a favorite tortured method.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Yeah, we just talked about the Soros thing. That was ridiculous. He pardoned. So I mean, he gave him a medal. He gave George Soros a medal. So I was pretty sure, and someone said it before. I didn't think I thought he was banned from coming into the United States, but I guess not anymore.
No, he's got a Medal of Honor.
Soros got pardoned for all crimes against the U.S. 75 to 2028. So he's even got a couple in advance.
Wow.
Let's make sure it gets through Trump's full term.
Mm-hmm.
How can you preemptively, like, I can understand you pardon someone before they get convicted, but you're giving us an actual date and time, like, you know, like that.
So does that mean that Soros could literally walk up, put a gun to Trump's head, pull the trigger, and just walk home and be fine?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Pardoned.
How is that legal?
Immunity.
How is that even legal? I mean, it's all about pointing out who the bad guys are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like, just smiling, like you said, they're just laughing in our face, dude.
Yep.
Laughing.
It's ridiculous, man. This is the other one I was talking about before. WTF is going on. Reporter allowed to tour NOLA attackers, that's New Orleans, attackers home without FBI escort. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 2 days after the New Orleans terror suspect mowed down New Year's Eve revelers. A journalist was allowed to tour his home without an FBI escort. People have questions after a reporter was given unsupervised access to the home of terrorist Jabbar, a suspected mastermind behind the ISIS-inspired terror attack on American soil. New York Post Jenny Tarr posted a 2-minute video to X, and people have some questions for the intelligence agencies that are supposed to be conducting investigations. So, exclusive tour of New Orleans terrorist home, where we found a bomb-making station and a Quran open to a chilling passage about martyrdom. So this is the girl, Jenny. All right. I guess we could watch this, but why don't we move over to X?
Right.
We got screwed anyways, but we're going to move over to X, everybody. Or not.
I mean, Rumble.
Rumble. So this is the Rumble link right here. I would love for you guys to follow us over there, where I know we won't get hit for talking about what we want to talk about and saying exactly what we feel. Evil always wins because it stops at nothing.
And that's why you got to be just as ruthless, Zombie Box. That's why you have to not care. Embrace your dark side. Stand up in the face of these people and have no mercy.
Kind of like, don't be Batman, be the Punisher.
Yeah.
Amen. So we are on Rumble. Yes, Brian, Rumble, not X. We are on X. You can go over there. I just don't even know how to find my own shows over there. But we are going to Rumble in just a minute. So please follow us over there. I want to make sure there's 14 people already over on Rumble. So that sounds pretty good to me. To everybody over on the YouTube, please follow us over there. It is way better than it used to be. Their app for your phone is much more user friendly. And I need followers over there. So subscribe. And to YouTube, don't unmonetize me or something.
And you get to hear Tina swear.
Yeah, Tina says the F-bomb in like a couple minutes. So it's going to be awesome. All right. So we will go out on, let's see which one we want to go out on. Oh, now it moved me over to this one. What the hell? Now I don't understand this thing.
StreamYard sucks.
It sucks. I was supposed to go over from the dump over to the alien one, and now it's on A Song of Ice and Fire for some reason.
Just keep playing with it. It'll work.
It's been on A Song of Ice and Fire since I got here.
Yeah, that was like 10 minutes before I tried to move it over to aliens, and then I stopped. But here we go. Going over to Rumble. We'll see you there.